Instead of doing a how-to video or behind-the-scenes shop video, I thought I'd spend this week doing more of a high-level, general day in the life of a part-time stationery business owner and talk about how I divvy up my time between actual work and my shop work and other current day things I'm doing or reading, business stuff aside. Generally on the weekdays, I'll get up between 8 to 9 a.m. depending on what time my first meeting of the day is. My line of work, by the way, is UI UX design or user interface and user experience design, and I'm lucky I can work remotely. This is one reason why I'm able to work on my shop as frequent and as much as I can right now, because I can get work done and then work on my shop when I finish all my projects. After that first meeting, I usually grab some breakfast. Usually it's something quick and easy, like butter and toast, eggs, or sometimes I'll make pancakes for myself. I generally don't like to spend too much time making myself a full course breakfast because I'm just not 100% awake yet. As you can see, I made some naan and I put butter on it. I'm not a morning person at all. If you guys had to know, I just hate waking up early. I generally don't feel fully awake either until it's like 10 or 11 a.m., usually closer to 11. What I think does help is my morning coffee. Prior to my move, I've only ever drank stuff like Folgers or is it Folgers? Folgers? Or Maxwell House or chock full of nuts because that's what my family usually buys. But since I've moved, I've enjoyed trying different kinds of coffee and seeing what I liked best. Recently, I've tried this new thing called coffee concentrate. I feel like I live under a rock because I didn't know what these were prior to getting this current one that I have, which is from Javi. It's actually really convenient because it's faster than brewing ground coffee, which is how I usually do it. It's great for a lazy person like me who just wants to get things done quick and easy in the morning because I just have no patience. I've only tried it a few times so far, but Javi is pretty tasty and smooth. It's also sustainably sourced, plant-based, and non-GMO, so that's really nice. I got the original flavor, so I can add things in like my cinnamon and dirty rose chai powder, which I got from Anima Mundi Herbals. The dirty rose chai is not only tasty, but it's also a collagen booster. I totally recommend this combination, by the way. And I'll list all of this down in the description below in case you guys want to try it. But yeah, I combine milk with 2 teaspoons of Javi coffee concentrate, some honey, and then a pinch of cinnamon and a teaspoon of my dirty rose chai. I usually drink my coffee warm, but it's nice because Javi can work hot or cold. I gave some of what I made to my boyfriend to try, and he thought it tasted like cookies and cream. If you guys want to try Javi for yourself, I have a link or code that you can use to get 20% off your order. Either check out the link in the description below, or you can use the code tiramisu at checkout on javicoffee.com. Anyway, back to the video. After my breakfast, I usually go back to work, answer any pressing emails, attend more meetings, try to prioritize the things that need to be done before the end of the day. Some days it gets really hectic, while other days I have more free time than I have work. I have an undated planner that I used to use for everything. Like, I'd write down all my work meetings and personal appointments, as well as shop work underneath it, usually in a different color, usually purple. But in the last month or so, I've decided that I want to use this planner solely for shop purposes. I treat it as a daily to-do list where I write down a list of things I want to hopefully accomplish for the day. And if there are any really important things I need to do, I'll mark it with a star. There are some days though where I'll get through the whole day and not end up crossing anything off my list, and that's kind of discouraging, especially if I'm only recalling from memory what I might have done a few days back. And so, to figure out where the heck my time is going, I'm trying to implement a habit where I'll write down the things I do or have done in the day next to my task list. Like, I'll write that I applied to some upcoming markets, or that it was laundry day or food shopping day, which takes like 2 hours, or maybe I had an awful headache and had to take a nap for a little bit. This way, I can look back and see that I was actually being productive, but it was just being directed elsewhere. I'm also trying to optimize my time a little better by planning social media content ahead, preferably days or weeks ahead. And it's a real challenge because I'm used to just kind of creating content on the fly, or maybe I'll be 1 or 2 days ahead if I'm lucky. But right now, I'm trying to use the app Buffer a little more, and it's nice because you can have up to 3 social media channels to control with a free account. So I definitely recommend that if you're looking to try to plan your social media posts. Usually, I only ever post artwork on Instagram because I feel like that's what Instagram algorithm really likes, and it hates me every time I post any of the merch on my shop. But I'm trying to be more intentional and just not really care about what the algorithm is doing with my content. So I'm trying to make more reels and show off the products that I have because I'm a shop after all. One book that I have been reading recently, and I just pretty much got recently from my boyfriend as an early Valentine's gift, is the Handbook of Pricing and Ethical Guidelines by Graphic Artists Guild. This is the 16th edition, and I believe it's like 37 bucks on Amazon, but it has been endorsed and highly recommended by a couple of my professors back when I was in graphic design school. It's basically a book that talks about different things like how to price yourself as a freelancer, making contracts, of different kinds, as well as creating several income sources for yourself as a creator. So this was something that I really wanted to have and to read. And I'm just a few pages in, but it's been super helpful and really interesting to read so far. Um, it covers, well, what I read covers like annual business expenses and then calculating your annual base minimum depending on the amount that you want to make every year. But it's a pretty thick book, and I can't wait to dive into it more. Something I'm also doing behind the scenes that's taking me quite some time is assigning SKU numbers to my merchandise. It's taking me quite a bit because I'm trying to find a logical way for me to organize and categorize all of my products while also leaving some room for me to add new products down the line if need be. It's pretty much like taken at least 1 or 2 weeks now, but I feel like it's definitely necessary in order to just keep your products in order, just in case you ever decide to do things like wholesale in the future, but just to have like a more organized way of looking at your products on an Excel sheet, like instead of just naming things like cat wearing a beanie, cat wearing a scarf, cat wearing a purple tie. It'll be easier to use like a couple letters, a couple numbers, and just identify each product like that. So that's usually how I do things during the day. I'll work on work and shop stuff kind of simultaneously. And then I'll also go down to the gym sometime in the afternoon for a little break. And then during the evening around 7 or 8 ish, I'll relax with my boyfriend and put a show on, or we'll play some games together. The latest game that I tried was Witchwood, and I really like the art style a lot, and it makes me want to try making some art pieces like that as well. And generally I'll stop around 10:30, 11ish maybe, and then get ready for the next day. But this is where I'll stop for now. I did go somewhere cool last week. It's called New York Now, and I can't wait to share my experience with you next week. Thank you guys for watching as always. Your support means a lot to me. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.